Hey everybody, and welcome to this special on the full book moon in the 5th degree of Capricorn that has the Sabian symbology of Indians rowing a canoe and dancing the war dance, and this happens on the 21st of July at 11:17 a.m. The reason why this is called the Buck full moon is because it signifies the time of year when male deers, known as bucks, start growing their antlers. And this lunar event, the naming of the Buck moon, has its roots in Native American culture, where the different tribes gave various names to each full moon based on the natural cycles that were happening around them. So the full Buck moon still holds significance in North American culture. It symbolises a period of growth and renewal both in nature and in our own lives. And in modern times, the full Buck moon serves as a reminder of our own connection to nature and the changing seasons. So many people find solitude and peace in observing the night sky at the time of the full Buck moon, and just reflecting on things like the harmony between wildlife and human nature, or the disharmony. But when you think of it, for the most part, we live in some sort of harmony, even though crazy things has happened and does happen due to urbanisation. As it continues, as we continue to encroach on wildlife habitats, and by observing events like the full Buck moon, it can help us stay grounded and appreciate the beauty of the natural world around us, and just think of more solutions on how we can live more in harmony with nature's seasons. So the full Buck moon in Capricorn on the astrological level is associated with hard work, discipline and success that can be found through overcoming obstacles and persevering, keep on going and getting back up after each fall. So under the Buck moon, we are encouraged to assess our goals and focus on long-term achievements, and the influence of Capricorn energy here emphasises the need for structure and planning, and how we need to dedicate ourselves to reach new heights, to get that promotion in our personal and professional lives. So the full Buck moon wants us to look at what we need to do in the practical level to change our life, or to continue changing our lives, so we can become more in alignment with our authentic needs. So the Sabian symbol of Indians rowing a canoe and dancing the war dance adds more depth to this full moon's energy. So this imagery brings a blend of tradition and strength. It pushes us to embrace our heritage and use it as a source of inspiration in going after our goals. And not only going after our goals, setting our goals as well as having the courage to, release our toxic habits and relationships that may be getting in the way of us, building our best lives. On the worldly materialistic level, it wants us to find the balance between traditional values and our modern ambitions, and it reminds us that while progress is important, staying connected to our roots and nature. We're having a big fallout now in the world. If you really look at it, we have so much advancement in AI, but on the basic things like being able to share this planet and having people have access to healthcare and benefit from these innovations that us humans have created over time, we still haven't implemented that. So this energy wants us to get real and look at, the fact that we are human beings and we need things like trees and nature environment, even though we're always in our phones nowadays and on social media, or being distracted by one thing or the other, work or friends, family, whatever, just all these social different needs pulling at us. It can be hard for us to realise that and stay connected to our roots and our inner nature. So on the personal level, it wants us to look at, in what ways are we disconnected from our authentic self and our authentic needs and wants, and how can we get more in line with ourselves. Financially, it wants us to be more strategic in our investments and financial planning, and just like rowing a canoe, requires coordination and skill. Managing our resources effectively will lead to stability and prosperity in the long run. So yeah, on a social collective level, the symbolism of dancing the war dance can be seen as a call to stand firm in your beliefs and values, even in the face of challenges. It wants us to unite with our community in pursuit of common goals on the human collective levels, because despite our differences, whether they be gender preferences, skin colour, beliefs and that, we all are connected, whether we want to disbelieve it or not. So it wants us to foster a sense of togetherness through collective strength by taking the time out to, work on ourselves on the personal level as well. Also, it can just also highlight the areas in our life where we need to exercise more self-discipline, accountability, forgiveness, management, and where we are able to restructure our routines to be more efficient so we can reach our goals. Symbolically, it's a time of growth and abundance, mirroring the cycle of the buck deer, shedding its antlers to prepare for new growth. This can be interpreted as a period of letting go of old patterns or beliefs that no longer serve us, making room for fresh opportunities and experiences. On the spiritual esoteric level, the full buck moon in Capricorn invites us to connect with our inner wisdom and explore deeper spiritual truths. Practitioners of esoteric traditions may find that they may focus on rituals that ground them and work on manifestation work and long-term planning work. And this is a potent energy for all of us to, tap into, to set intentions, release things that we need to let go of, even though it can be painful. Hey, it's not easy change. It's not change, but what I believe and what happened to me, and it happens in layers as well, but you just have to get seriously sick of the chaos in your life and the chaos in yourself to change it. And sometimes this means that we have to repeat our toxic habits over and over again and do what Einstein tells us not to do, which is being insane and do the same things over and over again and expect different results. Sometimes, we need that kind of madness in our lives to get us out of our comfort zone or to experience. We need this toxic experience to know that we want better, right? How can we know good if we don't know what bad is? And sometimes the lines between good and bad are so blurred in a way. But yeah, ultimately this energy just wants us to tap into our, ourselves and to connect with our inner nature and with the nature around us. So now I'm going to talk about the karma surrounding this full buck moon in the 5th degree of Capricorn that happens on the 25th of July. So in terms of the karmic meanings, karmic lessons, past life memories that may surface at the time of this full buck moon in the 5th degree of Capricorn, as I said, it's symbolised by the Sabian symbol of Indians rowing a canoe and dancing a war dance. And this signifies the need for balance between taking calculated risks and embracing our warrior spirit. It pushes us to navigate, think about our life's challenges and overcome them, thinking of solutions to overcome our challenges right now with more open-mindedness, grace, optimism, determination. So much like rowing a canoe through rough waters, while we stay attuned to our inner strength, In terms of the karmic implications, it highlights the importance of taking accountability in our lives, being disciplined, being ambitious. We may find ourselves facing karmic challenges related to power dynamics, authority issues, and the need to build a solid foundation for future success. So past lives where you had a pattern of striving for control or recognition in positions of leadership or influence may surface now, or any current life challenges that you have with trying to gain attention and control and recognition via, manipulation, or due to the fact that you've got unresolved psychological, emotional, and spiritual trauma that leads you into doing things that are reckless for your life, and that's keeping you away from, overcoming the adversities, the challenges you're facing, but also believing that you can change. Or it's really hard with work and other commitments, relationships, maybe children and family or whatever else you're committed to sort of like make time for your inner space, understand it. But this book moon challenges us and reminds us of the legacy of gaining strength and resilience by going within ourselves, and also looking to our traditions of society, or maybe your own culture. And I know a lot of us turn away from our culture and religions because a lot of us have negative kind of connotations or memories of involvement. But as we grow into adulthood, or maybe we don't believe in maybe I'm quoting here, you can't see me, the fairy side of things, where you may not believe there's this big figure in the sky looking after us. So just trying to get in touch with your own beliefs, and if you don't have them, or if you feel that, like a lot of us, your beliefs have been programmed into you from, your unresolved trauma and society and stuff, this symbol encourages you to embrace your heritage, connect with your roots, and honour the lessons of learning to find solutions for the challenges of the present moment, and also, learning from the lessons of your past by being open to embrace your warrior spirit, the more courageous side of your nature, and give yourself more grace and forgiveness. And it just reminds us that we can transcend karmic patterns and create, forge, build a path towards personal empowerment and spiritual evolution that suits our needs, our individual needs and requirements. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that the sun and the moon are making at the time of the full book moon on the 21st of July. So we have the moon trine Mars and the sun making a sextile to Mars, and they're both deploying, so they really have an influence on this full moon. So they bring harmony, allow us to be assertive, to take actions to resolve our problems and reach our goals right now. And it just kind of can boost our confidence, self-belief, and sort of like motivation drive. But the moon and the sun also, while the moon makes a sexti-square and the sun makes a semi-square, even though they're both separating, they still bring tension regarding our expansion right now. So regarding, we may want to leave old relationship, a career, or we may make a decision, let's be realistic, to say I want to bring some changes into my life. But this energy can just make us feel pessimistic and feel like we'll never be able to. So it's essential to try and balance our emotions right now, and balance us being ambitious with us being practical and looking after what we need to really take care of, rather than just trying to rush ahead with plans, just trying to make a more strategic, detailed plan. So the moon makes a sextile to Neptune, and the sun makes a trine to Neptune. So positively, allows us to be more intuitive, creative and spiritual, and just open-minded. It makes us more empathetic, sensitive, and we can just sort of like use it to be creative and use it to create things. But negatively, Neptune energy can always make us run into our addictive habits or toxic relationships and do things to make us escape reality right now, So it's important to do all you can to be grounded right now, and to get any help with any psychological or emotional issues you're feeling now. Just take time out to be gentle with yourself, and if you do feel yourself wanting to escape, just trying to question why. And I know a lot of us know why we do it, because we don't want to feel the pain that we're in. trying to think of, or be in the situation you may be in right now, but taking time out to just ask yourself, how you can, sort of like try and use this energy to have more empathy, forgiveness for yourself, and just be open. I mean, it's a trine and the set star, so it's positive, but we always, when Neptune's involved, it's trining, it's set starring, so we can just get, with our ego, with our moon, so it's just like, if you're thinking, I'm emotional and I want to do something to be less emotional, well, Neptune's set starring the moon, you're emotional, so you're going to be like, oh, okay then, let's go and escape into, a self-destructive habit. So the moon also makes a conjunction to Pluto, and the sun makes an opposition to Pluto as well. So this adds to the power struggles within ourselves and others. It can make us more intense, and it can just trigger emotional reactions and confrontations. But whatever comes up now is, this energy unearthing, digging up deep-seated issues that need to be brought to our attention so we can transform and handle our life in a lot better way. The moon square to Chiron adds to the old wounds and insecurities that could come up right now, which we need to heal, and it challenges us to address our vulnerabilities. But by doing this, by being willing to deal with whatever comes up right now, we can, grow in our self-awareness, love, acceptance and management, and experience growth on emotional, psychological and spiritual levels as well. So the moon also makes a quintile to the moon's north node. So this allows us to evolve and align with our life's path and encourages positive changes and new opportunities. And the moon's trine to the ascendant promotes emotional stability and a deeper connection with our inner self, and supporting personal growth and authenticity in our interactions with others right now. Also, at the time of the full moon, there's a T-square between the moon in Capricorn, Neptune in Pisces and the sun in Cancer. So a T-square in astrology happens when three planets form a right angle with each other, and it just looks like a T in the chart. If you just imagine the letter T, and that's why it's called the T-square. So this energy helps with our growth and transformation, gives us a chance to have breakthroughs and have the motivation. So lots of motivational energy at the time of this full bulk moon. So this allows and supports us to confront challenges, have more self-awareness, but negative. We can be more anxious, more stressed, have more internal conflicts that can lead to, external conflicts, and just because we feel overwhelmed by the demands of, the different planetary energies involved. So we've got, the moon in Capricorn wanting to bring us stability, Neptune in Pisces wanting us to be more intuitive and creative, and the sun in Cancer that can make us more nurturing, but on the opposite end, us more moody and sensitive as well. So, this T-square adds emotional intensity. Capricorn, the moon in Capricorn wants us to focus on our responsibilities, structuring our goals. Neptune wants us to tune more into our sort of dream world and intuitive thinking and emotions. So this push and pull effect, where we may feel torn between our practical obligations, responsibilities, represented in this T-square by the moon in Capricorn, and our emotional needs, which is represented by the sun in Cancer, and also navigating the illusion, confusion, manipulation, and the core to go within yourself for some of you, and kind of connect with the more mystical, spiritual side of yourself, which is represented by Neptune in Pisces. So these energies just highlight the need for finding balance and grounding ourselves in reality, and embracing being sensitive and being intuitive. So we have to explore the interplay between being practical, meeting our responsibilities, and also looking after our psychological, emotional and spiritual health is our responsibility as well. So just thinking about how we can meet the demands of our day-to-day lives, routine, commitments, family, children and whatever you've got going on, and, looking after your overall well-being. So it just wants us to self-reflect, be flexible, and find harmony amongst contrasting energies. And it's a metaphor for life, because that's what we have to do. We have to kind of, deal with so many differences of opinion, and we have good and bad, happy, sad times in there. We have relationships starting, we have relationships ending. So this energy just wants us to embrace letting go, especially our, intoxicating sort of like, destructive habits and stuff like that. So now I'm just going to dig deeper into the psychological, spiritual, esoteric meanings of the Sabian degrees, and there's a lot of aspects involving the sun and moon, and a lot of energy influencing us. So as I said earlier, the moon is in the 5th degree of Capricorn. This rules the cutaneous nerves of the knee in our body, and the Sabian symbol, as I said before, is Indians rowing a canoe and dancing a war dance. As I mentioned, it wants us to sort of like blend our courage, our strength, and be strategic in our action and words right now. So the sun in the 5th degree of Cancer reminds us of, the support and protection provided by these and all our ribs and all the other protective bones in our body. And the Sabian symbol is an automobile, so a car wrecked by a train. So this is sort of like, it shows us that, there may be a sudden and impactful destruction or collision during this full moon. So it adds to the conflicts and disruptions that can happen, this energy, showing that there could be significant changes or challenges that come up right now for some of us. So it just reminds us to be mindful of these disruptions, and it pushes us to approach situations with more caution and just being prepared, for having a plan A, B, C or D sometimes, just being prepared for the unexpected. Even if you don't have the plan A, B, C, D, just expect and plan for the unexpected and you'll be okay. So Neptune in the 6th degree of Pisces, sort of like wants us and reminds us again to find stability, to look after our physical well-being. And the Sabian symbol is officers on dress parade. So this invokes ideas of formality, organisation, public presentation. So at this time we may just find ourselves wanting more order and discipline in our life, and just taking care of our outward appearance and external matters, refining our skills, showcasing our talents. This is what this energy wants us to do, and just for us to present ourselves in a polished and professional manner, or just sort of like keep our composure, don't wild out, don't get angry, just think about what you do before you do it. And at times, some situations warrant us acting a certain way, but just make sure that you're responding appropriately and that you're prepared to deal with any sort of like fallout that can come up from your actions. So Mars is in the 7th degree of Taurus, and it rules the vocal cords in the human body. So it does suggest we may be more communicative, we may talk more, do more, be more self-expressive. The Sabian symbol of a woman of Samaria comes to draw water from the well. So Samaria is referenced in the Bible. It's like a holy place. So it carries themes of seeking nourishment and fulfilling your thirst for knowledge, or emotional sort of like food and warmth and sustenance, looking after our emotional needs and our psychological and spiritual needs at this time. So it encourages us and supports us in having more meaningful conversations and sort of like being self-reflective and just being curious, especially on the spiritual and intellectual sort of like levels. So Mars in the 7th degree of Taurus can increase the power of words, and it just encourages us to communicate with clarity and purpose, and doing this can lead to more productive conversations and interactions with others, and help towards our personal growth as well. And Pluto is in the 7th degree of Capricorn, which rules the left adductor muscle in the human body and has the Sabian symbol, a veiled prophet of power. So again, it just wants us to sort of like, and allows us, supports us in bringing more structure and ambition into our life. It can reveal our hidden strengths or vulnerabilities to us right now, especially when it comes to our relationships with others. So the strength of relationships or how vulnerable a relationship may come to lie, and this can lead to personal growth and evolution in how we sort of navigate our relationships, or how we if we decide to stay in a relationship. Of course, the full moon is always about letting go, if not now, planning to let go or coming to the realization you need to let go and what you need to let go of. And the Sabian symbol that Pluto's in, a veiled prophet of power, reminds us to tap into our inner wisdom and assert our influence in a subtle yet impactful way. So it's not about grand gestures, this full book moon. It's about you really going within yourself and really thinking about what you really want out of your life, or how you want to solve the problem you're in, or whether it's a career goal, whatever the issue is. Try and not be full on in solving. Try and use a more sort of relaxed approach to overcoming your obstacles that come up right now. So all in all, this energy does kind of like guides us into gaining a deeper understanding of our role in, building and shaping transformative relationships into our life and creating a sense of empowerment in our, social dynamics and workplace dynamics and stuff like that as well. So now I'm just going to talk a bit more about the physical and esoteric meanings of the Sabian degree. So the moon in the 5th degree of Capricorn rules the nerves of the body. So this symbol just reminds us of how we have to move and coordinate our movements sometimes, a lot of the time, work in balance. We may want to, all we want to do all day may want to be to game or eat food or have sex, but if we do, one thing all the time, then it means that we neglect other areas of our life. So this energy wants us to look at how we can sort of like, and supports us in harmonizing opposing forces in our life. So our need to have fun, but our need for work or provide, a home for ourselves and our family and stuff like that. So how to sort of like harmonize conflicting needs. Culturally, rowing a canoe and performing a war dance signifies a blend of physical exertion, strategic navigation, and ritualistic expression. So these images, symbologies, represent a willingness for us to engage in both practical tasks and ceremonial activities, as I said in the beginning, looking at our heritage, our culture, and the things that we enjoy about it as well, and using our sort of like taking time out, meditation. And so for some of you, you may do a ceremony, so you may want to write things down on a piece of paper and burn them all, as a symbol of you being willing to, do the practical and hard work of, moving these things you want to release out of your life. Because, writing it down on a piece of paper and burning it's the easy part, but the daily actions, and you don't need to rush ahead. You should just take it step by step. In fact, it's best to do so, because a lot of the time we rush and we try to get to the destination, but we don't enjoy the journey. So when we get to the destination, we're just so unhappy. So the sun's in the 5th degree of Cancer, that rules the ribs, the 10th to 12th ribs in the human body, as I said earlier. On the esoteric level, it just reminds us that, disruptions may come and alter our path, but when this happens, it's just prompting us to become more resilient and flexible, and, taking the time to rebuild the things that get knocked down the structure. A lot of the time we get heartbroken, but we don't deal with the pain in a positive way. Typically, a lot of the time we can get stuck in our past and, hide and numb ourselves or pretend it's not there. So, this degree just reminds us of how important self-nurturing and understanding is over a lifetime. So Neptune is in the 6th degree of Pisces, And in the broader context, on the esoteric level, it wants us to embody a sense of command. So to take control for our lives right now, pay attention to the details and, refine ourselves in our actions, our words, the way we present ourselves in the world and our interactions with others. So yeah, Mars is in the 7th degree of Taurus. So on the esoteric level, it wants us to sort of like find a balance between being assertive and receptive to others in our interpersonal interactions and relationships. It encourages us to find a balance between speaking our truth and actively listening to the perspectives of others. So not saying what you think and switching off and not listening, like actively listening, taking notes if you need to, if you have ADHD or any other, you find it hard to focus, sort of thing. So it wants us to be more passionate and clear and authentic in our communication, and it just empowers us to assert our needs while remaining open to wisdom and insights that can be drawn from meaningful exchanges with others. Pluto in the 7th degree of Capricorn on the social collective level, highlights once again that hidden power dynamics may come to light, and this pushes us to tap into our inner reservoirs of strength and resilience. So you can see this book moon is all about going within by not just focusing on the problems in our relationships, in our communities, in our workplaces, wherever. It's about, actually trying to come up with solutions rather than blame, and to do that we can rely on our inner strength or work with others to solve whatever problems you're going through right now. And ultimately, Pluto in the 7th degree of Capricorn wants us to be open, uncover hidden truths, and allow it to lead us to our inner wisdom and understanding. So now I'm going to summarize and just talk about, some of the best things that creatives, professionals, entrepreneurs and other people can do with the energy of the full book moon in Capricorn. So we can use this time, if you're creative, to work on plans and projects that require dedication and hard work, and channel Capricorn's practicality to bring your creative visions to life in a structured way. Professionals can use this energy to set clear career goals and create a strategic plan for advancement, using Capricorn's discipline energy to boost productivity and achieve professional success. Entrepreneurs should review their business strategies, set ambitious targets, and take concrete steps towards growth and expansion, leveraging the focused energy of Capricorn to build a solid foundation for your entrepreneurial plans. Alternative healers should use this energy to explore innovative healing techniques and align with the grounded nature of Capricorn, focusing on integrating traditional healing practices with a practical approach to promoting, holistic well-being within themselves and their clients right now. So lovers should use this energy to deepen their emotional connections, plan meaningful activities together that can strengthen your bond and reinforce commitment, drawing upon Capricorn's stable energy for enduring love. Singles can use this energy to focus on self-improvement and set personal goals that align with their long-term, plans and what they really want for their life. So embracing Capricorn's discipline influence to work towards becoming the best version of yourself and attracting a fulfilling partnership in the future. Self-partnered people should take advantage of the grounded energy of the full book moon in Capricorn to focus on nurturing their independence and self-growth, using this time to establish strong personal boundaries, develop self-reliance on themselves and prioritise their own well-being, channeling Capricorn's practicality to create a solid foundation for your self-partnered journey, and just paving the way for more of a fulfilling and empowered life ahead. So Altogether, the full book moon in the 5th degree of Capricorn on the 21st of July 2024 signifies a time for balancing tradition with ambition, strategic financial planning and collective empowerment, and it just presents a potent opportunity for us to align with our goals on the individual and collective level, allowing us to create structure, become more organised, have more dedication, be more open to creating plans. And the imagery of the Indians rowing a canoe and dancing the war dance encapsulates the essence of merging tradition with strength, pushing us to draw inspiration from our heritage as we navigate both our professional and personal goals throughout our lifespan. So yeah, that's the end of this special on the full book moon that happens in the 5th degree of Capricorn on the 21st of July.